everyone. Happy almost long weekend. Welcome to stretching class. So today I want you to grab something that you can use as a little bit of, I don't really know how to explain it, but something that you can use to put against your feet. We're going to be using it for your shoulders, just a piece of fabric, cloth. I'm using just a long sleeve shirt that I rolled up here. Some people might have resistance bands, like stretching bands. You guys can use those too. But if you don't have that, a shirt or a towel even is good. Make sure it's not too thick. And make sure that it's about shoulder width, at least lengthwise. You can put that off to the side. We're gonna use that for a bit of our stretches today. Just a fun apparatus to loosen everything up. We'll get going in a few seconds here. We are gonna start on the mat. Seated position. If you don't have a mat, that is okay. You can use a rug. And get comfortable. If this is too much on your knees, you can be sitting all the way down. Any way that's comfortable for you. And we're just going to start by focusing our breath. Really good way to start our stretching classes. Making sure you're in tune, listening to your body. For the next 35-40 minutes, I want you to let anything that might be on your mind go. Try to just be here now. Keep taking these nice deep breaths. And I want you to plant your hands into the ground now. If you need to situate yourself a little differently, you can, but just make sure that both of your palms are pressing into the ground. You don't have to be up over them, but I want them to be nice and solid, all 10 fingers, feeling the ground here. And now as you breathe, try to really ground yourself. Feel nice and supported. Background is not going anywhere. It's holding you. Taking those nice, deep breaths. I want you to slowly now shift yourself into a position where you're on all fours. So you're gonna have a nice straight lines here. Hips are in line with the knees. Your shoulders are right over your hands. And same idea, we're breathing into the ground, trying to focus our breath, keeping it nice and even. And nice and slowly, I want you to flip one hand over so that the back of your hand is pressing into the ground. Make sure you're not putting all of your weight onto that hand. You're a little bit over into the hand that is still flat. And just slowly start gently moving, feeling a little bit of tension in the wrist. And again, we're not really pressing. Try to stay nice and balanced on that hand that's still on its palm. If you have a little bit more flexible wrists, you can go a little farther, forward and back. And if you don't like any pressure on your wrists, you do not have to be doing this. You can still be breathing with both of those palms into your mat. Flip that hand, let's do the other one. Same idea. Gentle weight. You can also do some wrist circles, which we will get to, but if you want to go right to those, if you don't like the pressing. and bring it back into a seated position, whatever comfortable. Bring those arms straight out through the shoulders. Hands are straight out in front of you. I want you to connect the fingers together like you're closing a gate. And then you're gonna flex, opening those fingers out, 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 feeling that stretch in the forearms. And again, close the gate, counteract that stretch, and open it. And do some little wrist circles here. Counterclockwise, clockwise. Loosening up those wrists. Beautiful. You can go ahead and grab that towel or band or shirt here. And I want you to just hold it straight out in front of you. Your hands are right in line with those shoulders. Not doing much right now. We're just actively feeling this piece of fabric in our hands. I want you to bring it up overhead. Still keeping those hands in line with the shoulders, pressing those shoulders actively down, keeping a nice space between the chin and the shoulders. And now if you can, I want you to go a tiny bit backwards. It's just a little tiny hyperextension back in those shoulders. Trying to keep the spine as neutral as possible. We're gonna wanna sit into it. Try not to do that. And bring it back down. Now I want you to open those hands so that they're in a bit of a V here. We're gonna take it back up overhead. And now we're gonna take it back behind us again. Trying to go a little bit farther. You're gonna feel those shoulders opening even more here. And I want you to bend those elbows. Try to make a 90-degree angle. Still stretching behind us as much as we can. Feeling in the shoulder and the pecs, opening that chest up nice and wide. Bring those arms back straight. They can come a little bit forward. And once again, pull behind here. Really feel that opening in those shoulders. Some of us are gonna have more flexible shoulders and shoulder joints, some of us won't. So even if you're here and you feel that stretch, perfect. And bring it down in front of you. Give yourself a little roll. Nice work. You're gonna take that towel, it's gonna go straight down your back. You're gonna be holding it in one hand up above you like this. Other hand, you're gonna go back, reach for that towel, try to grab it here, okay? Try to grab it, and then I want you to just pull down with your bottom arm, feeling that stretch. Your elbow's gonna go straight up towards the ceiling. Feeling that opening. Well, you can tell that the tops of my arms are tan and the bottoms are not. That's what happens when you fall asleep in the sun. And now let's go the other way, pulling up with that top hand. Back hand is gonna come up the back. Some of us, again, are gonna be able to stretch a little bit more range of motion. Some of us won't. As long as you're feeling the stretch, it is okay. Go back other way, pulling that top hand down, down, down. Back arm is straightening as much as we can. And switch it. Top arm is straightening. And shake it out. Give yourself a second. And let's switch. Other way. Find that band and pull that bottom arm down, top elbows going up. And switch, top hand pulls up. Switch again. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. Switch again. And release. You can put that towel band shirt off to the side for a second. Give those shoulders a nice, slow, generous roll. We're going to take a little break from the upper body. We got to do the head actually first, but break from the arms. Then we'll take it down. Make sure you roll both ways. Beautiful. Staying in this position, if you need to shift any way you want, you can. Let's just focus only on the head and the neck now. Take a very slight tilt, side to side. Actively moving, try to never stop in one position. Keeping these stretches as dynamic as possible for most of them. A few more here. Then you're going to let that head roll in a semicircle to the front. Hold off from going to the back quite yet. I will talk you through that when we get there. Still breathing. Alrighty. Come back up to neutral. When we go to the back, keep that 2-finger space that I always talk about when we do any neck rolls to the back, just to make sure we protect any nerves, tendons back there. Keeping that space nice and long, but still feeling a bit of a stretch. Let's do a few full circles. Take it nice and slow. Don't rush this. Make sure you go both ways. A few times. Beautiful. Let's take it onto the mat, working in the lower back for a bit here. Bring those knees to the chest. Take a little rock. Rolling onto one hip bone and then onto the other. Let both of those knees fall over to the right and just start to feel a bit of a stretch in the spine. And let them both fall over to the left. My back almost cracked. And bring it back to the center. Hugging the right knee in. Left leg is gonna go out straight on your mat. Give your ankle a little roll here. Both ways. And now pull that single knee over. You're gonna feel a bit more of an opening. Oh, there's the crack. You can even open that other arm up to the side to open the ribs, lower back. Feeling that nice twist. Make sure you're still breathing. And bring it through the center. Hug both those knees in again. Take a little rock. And straighten that right leg out on the mat now. Give that left ankle a nice little circle. Both ways. And let's pull that knee across. Feeling that opening. Other hand can come up and over. And bringing it back. Last time, hug both of those knees in. Give yourself a little rock here. Time to grab that shirt. Flex both of those feet up straight towards the ceiling. And now let's bend them. Hook that shirt or band right in the soles of the feet and stretch it back up. So now, if you have a bit of a shorter band, it might be a little bit harder. Longer, you can grab lower. Shorter means you're gonna have to bring the feet a little bit closer to the face in order to grab it. So if you need to do this single-legged, you can. We will go to single legs eventually. Try to keep it double for right now. We're trying to keep our knees as straight as possible. Feeling that nice stretch. Our feet are nice and flat at the moment. In a second, we're gonna turn them so that the soles of the feet are trying to touch like a sandwich. And that way we're gonna feel a nice opening on the outside of the leg here. So really nice stretch. Might feel a little odd if you haven't done it before. Here we go, let's turn both of those feet in if you can. Some of us are gonna have even tighter legs when we do this. Some of us are gonna be able to do it. So if you can, try to keep those legs straight. If you need, you can go into a little tiny frog position. That is okay. But either way, try to hold this stretch. This is one of our static stretches, so make sure you're really breathing into it. Making sure those muscles don't cramp up. And bring those feet back flat. Now we're gonna bend both those knees. Oh yeah, give yourself a little break. And straighten back up. And as you straighten, try to bring those knees and feet a little bit closer to your face. And again, let's bend it. And straighten, try to bring them a little bit closer. And bend. Using that inhale and exhale. Figure out which move you want to inhale on, which move you want to exhale on. And try to hold this one here. Trying to pull yourself a little bit closer. Feeling that nice, beautiful stretch. Shaking is okay. If you're shaking, that means your muscles are working. Getting a little bit more flexible. Let's drop that left leg, send it out flat on your mat. Keep that right leg up. I want you to grab that towel with your left hand. You're gonna bring that leg across the inside of your body, trying to keep that knee as straight as possible on the ground here. If this is super easy for you, try to pull that foot a little bit closer up towards the face. Always trying to keep that knee nice and straight. Not the most comfortable stretch, but it's a good one. Feeling that lengthening on the outside of the hamstring, the IT band. Keep that knee as straight as you can. And make sure you breathe, of course. Bringing that leg back up, grab it with the same arm, same leg, and open it up to the side now. Oh yeah, feel that nice opening. Try to keep that other hip on the ground while trying to get that foot down, down, down. Feel that opening in the hamstring. This should feel good. Even if you're up like this, that's totally fine. It's sometimes super nice to feel that opening in the hamstring. Release it. Give yourself a little shake out, however you might need. We'll go to the other side now. Hooking it on the sole of the foot. Right leg is straight out. And grab that towel or band with the opposite arm to the leg and bring it across. Trying to keep that knee straight. And bringing it up, grab it and open. you want, you can try to pull the foot a little bit closer, or you can just let it hang out. And relax. You can let that towel fall. Send both those legs out straight on the mat. Reach those hands up overhead and just relax here for a moment. And hug those knees in again. Really hug them this time. Give yourself a little rock. Back and forth. Let's roll it over. We're gonna go into a child's pose. So for now, try to keep those knees together and walk yourself over, forehead on the mat. Now open those knees up. Nice, generous child's pose here. Walk yourself over to one knee. And feel those arms stretching to open up the obliques. And walk yourself over, other side. And back to the center. Breathe even deeper here. Walk those fingers out a little bit farther, feeling that stretch in the shoulders. And from here, stretch it out to either a half cobra or a full cobra. Whatever feels best for you. And take a few deep breaths. Press it back to a child's pose. And back to cobra. And again to child's pose. And back to cobra. Tuck those toes. Press those hips up to a downward dog.
Trying to press your heels down into the mat. Feel that nice calf stretch. You can do a little bend to a straight as well. Rolling through those metatarsals however you might need. And take it back, child's pose, keeping those toes tucked. Bring it to a plank, very brief. Press those hips up, downward dog. Back to a child's pose, to plank, and up, downward dog. Let's reverse it, take it to a plank, to a child's pose, woo, and up to downward dog. Nice knee crack there. You do not need to drop those knees in the child's pose here if you don't want, or you can. Beautiful. Take one more quick second, rolling through those metatarsals. And slowly walk or jump those feet in. And just hang out here for a second, relaxing that neck. Hands can just be falling into the mat. Nice and loose. Take a nice bend here, connecting that nose to those knees. And then stretch it up, and as you stretch, try to get your face a little bit closer to your legs. Bend again. And stretch. And bend. And stretch. And last one, bend, roll it up here, tucking that chin, super slow. Beautiful, take a little walk out in the toes here. Tiny prance without coming off the ground. Let's stretch out those calves. I want you to take a little tiny press, flexing one foot, pressing into the other knee. You'll feel it in your hamstring as well, but try to focus it on the calf. Switch. And back to center. Take another little walk out. And finding that balance, reach for one foot to stretch out the quad. Grab onto something if you need. Switch, find that balance. And both feet on the ground. Cross that first leg over and take a bend in the knee. Grabbing onto something again if you need. Try to focus that breath into this stretch. Switch. Beautiful. Last thing here. Take that right foot back, left foot is in front. Take it into a lunge. Core is nice and tight. We are nice and stretched out. So find a nice generous lunge here. Arms can be on the hips, they can be up, they can be down. Straighten that front leg and try to fold yourself over. And bring it up. Ooh. Find that balance. Take it to the other side. Lunge. Make sure that front knee is over the ankle. Back knee is nice and straight. And straighten that front leg, stretch down. Bring it back up to a lunge. And back to center. Beautiful. Let's take one quick second here just to settle our breathing all together. Sit however is comfortable for you. And take a few breaths. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Take a few more deep breaths. Give yourself a little shake out if you need. I like to loosen up my legs. And you guys are all done. Nice job. Thank you so much. I will see you back here at 10 o'clock tomorrow for bar class. Thanks, guys. See you later.